If you want to reinvent yourself, start your self-healing journey. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the process of starting a self-healing journey. My name is Clarissa. I am a priestess and I help women become whoever it is that they want. And over the course of the past 3 years, I have completely reinvented myself, reinvented my life, healed my relationship with myself, healed my relationship with my husband, healed my relationship with motherhood. And I am honestly living my best life. And I know that this is just the beginning of all of the amazing things that are yet to unfold in my life. So if you are interested in stopping old patterns, really getting out of your own way and doing the thing that you said that you were gonna do, being that girl. This is the video that you're gonna watch because I'm gonna walk you through how to use your life as it is to initiate you into your next level, into your higher self. The way that I like to look at reinventing yourself, the way that I like to look at a healing journey is that your life is actually the initiator. Your life is the mystery school. Your life is already showing you the places, the things, the situations, the circumstances, the wounding, the patterns that you need to be focusing on. And if you focused on really shifting them, then you would be on your way to achieving your goals and having the life it is that you desire, having the relationship with yourself that you desire, having the relationships with other people in your life that you desire. When I work with women, the very first thing that we do in their healing journey is we take note and we take stock of the patterns that keep showing up in their life, the patterns they feel that they are stuck in, the thing that they cannot figure out. Because that is the thing that we're going to focus on over the next 6 months, really mastering, really understanding, and shifting. If you're starting your healing journey because you want to become your next level self, you want to become her, the version of you who used to believe that you could achieve and accomplish anything, take a look at where your life is already drawing your attention. Where are you already feeling frustrated? Where are you already seeing yourself repeat patterns and you're frustrated and annoyed that you can't get yourself to stop doing that or to do something else? Because what that is showing you, what that pattern exists for in your life, right? Because life is the initiator, is it's the area of your life that you're needing to master a skill around. Whether that be the skill of rewriting the story that you're telling yourself about yourself in that area of your life or in that pattern, or the story that you're telling yourself about the pattern itself, whether it's an emotion that pattern is bringing up that you have not been able to get yourself to process, to release, to learn how to feel, to learn how to handle, to learn how to survive, or whether it is a skill set in the terms of like a behavior, an actual skill that you need to master, like communication, or again, emotional intelligence, or learning how to rewire your mind, rewire the story. Pay attention to the pattern, what keeps showing up in your life, and then identify what is the thing that I have not been able to break through in that pattern. Is it that I keep thinking a particular thing about myself? Is it that I'm holding a certain identity in that pattern, in that area of my life? Is it that there are emotions, emotional things that I haven't been able to process, that I haven't been able to handle, that I am avoiding when it comes to that pattern, that particular area in my life? Or is it like a set of habits, a set of behaviors that I haven't been able to get myself to stop or that I haven't been able to get myself to do? Once you've identified there, this is where we get to work. And the way that I move women through this process is we always start with shadow work. And I have an entire video on my YouTube channel already on how to do shadow work to reinvent yourself and to become the woman it is that you want to be. So I recommend that you watch that video after you watch this one. But essentially, shadow work is the process of you seeing where in your life you've created a story, you've created a narrative, you've created limitations, you've created illusions where you do not have access to your power. And the way that I describe power to the women it is that I work with is power is your ability. If you go look at the etymology, the root of the word power, it comes from the Latin word posse, which means to be able. So whenever you feel disempowered or wherever it feels like in your life you don't have control over something, or it feels like it exists outside of you and that you have to wait for someone to give you something in order for you to be able to like shift something, then that's an illusion that you do not have ability. And most women, it's not that you're not motivated enough, it's not that you're not inspired enough, it's not that you don't have it in you to achieve what it is that you want, because there was a version of you who started this process, who wanted to shift, who had the goal, who initiated it, who started it, and believed that you could achieve it, because you wouldn't have started it if you didn't believe that you could achieve it at some point. And somewhere along the way, the pattern happened, a circumstance happened, an experience happened, a conversation happened that created this illusion that you can't do it. And there was an identity shift from I am the woman who can achieve this and accomplish this and who will, to I am the kind of woman who can't. This doesn't happen to me. I don't have it in me. So notice any places in your life where that is the story that you're telling yourself, where you have the sentence, I can't because, or I won't because, or I can't handle that because. That is where you are going to do shadow work, which means you're going to start the process of dismantling that belief, dismantling that storyline. And you are going to turn all of those things and all of those reasons why you can't into the reason why you will. We're going to remove all of those illusions and we are going to replace them with your power, with where you can, with the story of why you will because of everything that's happening. Okay, so once shadow work has been started and you start to see that there is nothing wrong with you, there has never been anything wrong with you, and that all of these things that are happening in your life are actually there because they're meant to show you where there is work to do, where there is a skill to learn, where there is an emotion to feel. This is where emotional alchemy, your ability to take what is happening inside of you emotionally and use the energy, because that's what emotion is, it's energy. Use the energy that gets released when you feel an emotion, when you process an emotion, to create the internal motivation, to create the very fuel that you're going to need to take the action, to have the conversation, to do the thing, to not do the thing. Emotional alchemy is your ability to be in your body, to be with the sensations that come up when you're back in that pattern, to be with the sensations that come up when you have to have the hard conversation that you know that if you have this hard conversation, it's going to shift everything for you because this is the thing that you've been avoiding. Emotional alchemy creates the capacity to be with what is, so that you can do what needs to be done. Most women, what is happening is that you are avoiding because you think you can't handle whatever it is that you're gonna feel if you go take that action, if you go have that conversation, if you stop doing what you know you need to stop doing, texting that ex, going out with that friend, etc. Emotional alchemy teaches you how to identify how emotions show up in your body, what they feel like sensation wise. It helps you to map how that energy is stuck or moving through your body, and through various different embodiment practices, meaning practices where you are being in your body, noticing what's happening in your body, you start to increase your capacity to be with discomfort. or even to be with joy, because for some women, that is the part that's hard, is the part where you have to hold the goodness that is happening in your life. So that's like the second piece of this, is really learning emotional intelligence, emotional alchemy, your capacity to be with yourself and in your body. And then what you have to do is you have to connect with the version of yourself who you were always meant to be, the version of yourself who you would have been had you not been conditioned by your family, by the media, by your life circumstances and the stories that you created about those life circumstances. One of the easiest ways to connect to that version of yourself is through sacred feminine ceremony. And what sacred feminine ceremony is, it is a intentional space that you create to come back into presence, to ground into what is real, which is everything that is alive, the earth, the ground, the animals, yourself, your breath. In sacred feminine ceremony, and I do this with women, you're able to feel her, the version of yourself who believes that she can accomplish anything, the version of yourself who already has what it is that you desire. It's hard to access her when you still have all these limitations and illusions in your mind, which is why we start with the shadow work, because we have to start to break up those illusions. We have to start to illuminate the lies. Your brain has to start to see that this is not who you actually are. This is who you learn how to be to survive, right? And now we are returning back to your actual essence, who you were without all those stories, without all those lies, without all of that conditioning. The way that you can do this, right, connecting back to your original blueprint, is through things like visualizations of your future self. It's through things like soul journeys or shamanic journeys, and all of these happen in your mind. It happens through the visualization process. And I am a very sensual person. So when I work with women, we bring in a lot of the senses. We bring in a lot of beauty. There's candles, there's scent and smells, because all of these things help to drop you back in to yourself and connect to your truest essence. So you are going to use your life to help you with all of this. And the final piece in this healing process is what I call self-concept creation. This is where you've identified, you've already done the shadow work. So you've already identified like all of the BS that you have to let go of. And you understand the new story that you have to tell about yourself, about why you will achieve what it is that you want. You've learned how to master your emotions, how to be an alchemizer of emotions, how to take one emotion and turn it into the fuel it is that you need to do the thing that you said that you were going to do. You have a really deep connection to your truest essence. You know who you were meant to be, and you can see her and you can feel her. And the reason why that's important when we talk about self-concept creation is because when you tap into her, you start to understand how she thinks. And in self-concept creation, you start practicing those thoughts. You start practicing thinking like her in your day-to-day life. When you connect to that truest essence, you start to understand the emotions that she is able to handle. And you, in your day-to-day life, in the self-concept creation piece of this, you start allowing yourself to feel those emotions. You start practicing increasing your capacity instead of numbing out, instead of avoiding, instead of running from them. When you connect to that truest essence, the version of yourself who you were always meant to be, you start to understand how she moves in the world, right? The things that she does, and also the things that she doesn't do. And you start practicing doing that and not doing that in your day-to-day life. And if you do those things, you think that way, you are able to handle those feelings over time because of how you're showing up as her. What has to happen, what you are inevitably going to create, is the life that she would have. This is the process of reinvention. This is the process of becoming her, or becoming the one that you've been waiting for. because no one is coming to save you. That person, that mentor, that coach, that thing, that program, that app, that tool, that concept that you've been waiting for to come and finally change your life, it is you. How you get there is by becoming her. And this is the process. This is the healing work. If you are interested in working with me, because I guide women through this process very intimately over the course of 7 months, you can, down below in the description box, schedule a consultation call with me. We will have a conversation about what's been going on in your life, who it is that you want to become, and if working with me is the next step in you actually becoming her. Make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel because there are way more videos like this coming your way.